Welcome to Chamber Highlights with Jessica and Kelly. I'm Jessica Walker. This is my co-host,
Kelly Mathews.
And thank you for joining us today. The theme of the show is keeping it cool, and it's kind of a nice theme. It's been so hot here lately.
I know, in the hundreds last month, right? All of July was like hundreds.
It's been crazy, but we've got a couple of companies here with the Brunswick County Chamber to help you keep it cool for the summer. We've got Coastal Pools today, Beach Window and Door, and we've also got Air Serve of Brunswick County. 3 great companies here in the county that have a lot to offer to help you keep it cool in different ways.
It is. Speaking of keeping it cool, our outfits.
Yep.
I mean, how cool are they?
They're pretty awesome.
They really are, and we got them from OIB Surf and Java, which is located in Ocean Isle Beach beside the big Lowe's Food Shopping Center.
Yep.
And they have lots of really cute clothes.
They do. It's a cute little store, like she said, just by the Lowe's. They've got stuff for men and women of all ages. They've got stuff for little girls and little boys.
They do.
They've got great jewelry. We both got the jewelry on today,
Earrings.
the watches
and
the earrings. They've got great brands on their watches.
They
Nixon. They've got what was it? We Wood, which is a wooden watch, which is pretty unique, and they've got a lot of different brands
surfboards.
in there.
They have surfboards too, and not to mention they have coffees and smoothies and stuff like that. So it's a really cool store to go to.
It is, and they'll be open. I'm pretty sure they'll be open year-round because they do have the coffees and smoothies to help them throughout the year with the tourists going home.
And they've been here for a while. Jesse McCreary and Callie Stillwell opened the store earlier this year, and they've done a great job with it so far.
Yep,
and I guess speaking of smoothies and coffees, we have our Jumpin' Java as always.
Yep.
Yes,
they're always good to us.
What do you have?
I've got the Chelate.
Yeah,
I think it's a chocolate and toasted marshmallow and maybe caramel.
I think so. And I have a raspberry Italian soda, which is really good. Perfect for summertime. Perfect for keeping it cool. You can have it by the poolside. Stop by Jumpin' Java on your way to the beach, the pool. Grab a cup. You can buy these cups there too, the little tumblers.
And it's nice. They do keep your drink a little bit colder than just having them in a styrofoam cup.
And the straw, it has that little plastic piece on it, so it keeps it from coming out, which is really nice to have, especially if you knock it over. Right. You don't lose your straw. So it's really neat thing. So
we've got a lot going on so far at the chamber.
We do.
We've had a lot throughout the year, and the end of the year is no slower than what we've had at the beginning.
Not at all. We have this month, of course, is August, and we have the 2nd annual North Carolina Oyster Festival Beauty Pageant at 101 Stone Chimney Place again this year. It's at 11 a.m. If you'd like to register your child to be in the pageant, you go to ncoysterfestival.com. You can go to the pageant page. It'll take you to the glass slipper page, and you'll be able to download the form and sign your children up right then and there. It's a really cute pageant. It's all natural. No glitz, no toddlers and tiaras kind of thing. So they don't let the children wear makeup. Has to be age appropriate. So that's really kind of a neat thing.
That'll be fun.
And of course that kicks off all of our Oyster Festival events. We have the surf off in September. We have the tennis tournament. Yeah, and then of course that all leads up to the big Oyster Festival in October with our big headliner. Casey James from American Idol, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. I think everybody's excited once the word got out.
Yeah. $5 admission, and you get into the festival. You not only get to hear Casey James, you get to hear several other bands as well. Sea Cruise, Craig Woolard, Sawgrass, Jaded Mayberry. Jaded Mayberry is a local band. They'll be opening for Casey James. So really kind of a big deal. Yeah. And so I guess let's talk about. We have a special guest here in our opening segment, which we normally don't have someone join us in our opening segment, but we wanted to introduce Shannon Vieira. She's the new president at the Brunswick County Chamber. Well, not really that new. She's been here for a couple months. We mentioned her last month on the show. So, Shannon, you want to come on out?
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So, we wanted to ask you, what do you think about Brunswick County? You've been here for a couple months now. It's into August. You started in June.
Love it. We have been here for a few months, and we have a place out in Sunset Beach, and it's beautiful out there. We are coming from a landlocked town to a beach community, and it's awesome. The boys are loving the beach and the pool.
She has 2 twins for people. Well, obviously there's 2. They're twins. She has twin boys. For those of you who don't know, she has twin boys and her husband that are joining her here in Brunswick County. So why don't you tell them all their names, a little bit about them?
We have a Max Vieira and an Aiden Vieira, and they are 23 months old, so they're just shy of 2. Yeah. So they keep us super busy. And then my husband Chris, he's a photographer, Christian Vieira Photography. But we're enjoying being in the community. It's been great. The welcoming that we've gotten here has been amazing. The staff, you guys have been awesome. We have a couple of them that aren't here, but that y'all have been wonderful to work with. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And tell us, you were saying before we went on air, you have 3 Ps. Now, are these like sweet peas, black-eyed peas? What are these 3 Ps you're talking about?
They're my chamber peas.
And
it's sort of what our focus has been since I've been here. We're working on programming, partnerships, and people being number 1. People being our number one P.
That's awesome.
And those different things, just basically in programming, we're just trying to up our programming a little bit, offer more educational things. You've probably seen them come through our website and all of that. We're just trying to work really hard to help you, Brunswick community, to grow your business. Also, we're working on partnerships with other groups. The Brunswick Community College, we are working with them. We're working with ATMC here, and we're doing lots of different partnerships with different people to bring more value to our members and to their businesses in the community. And finally, people, the main thing we want to be at the Chamber is a problem solver, solution giver. So if you have any issues or things that you can't get taken care of anywhere else, we want you to think about us and come see us, and we'll help you do that.
Yeah, those are 3 really good Ps.
They are.
I like them.
And of course, for programming, there's lots of members that watch our show. So if they have an idea for programs that they're wanting to see, give us a call. Doesn't hurt to tell us what you want. We'll do everything we can to accommodate and put those programs out there, because after all, we're here to work for them.
That's right.
So we want to obviously offer programs that they'll attend and enjoy and actually learn things from.
Absolutely. And if you guys haven't met Shannon,
yeah,
she'd love to meet you. I mean, that's the whole thing, meeting the people. She's got to meet you, set appointments, give her a call.
Yep, I'm usually in my office. If I'm not there, I'm out working on these different initiatives, but if I'm here, I would love for you to come by and see me. I have an open door policy. If my door's open, you're free to walk in and we'll have a chat. I'm free all the time to do that. I've already met so many of you that way, and it's been wonderful. I appreciate your time.
Awesome. Well, I guess it's now time to segue into our first guest, which is going to be Coastal Pool, which we have Scott Walters joining us today. So that should be really interesting to see what he's brought us to go over. And, of course, we thank Shannon Vieira for joining us as she sips out of her Brunswick Beacon mug. Give them a plug. We do a lot of work with them. So
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, well, thanks for joining
y'all
us. We
very
appreciate you
much.
coming on.
I'm sure I'll be back for a visit.
Absolutely.
All
Thanks,
right.
Shannon.
And stay tuned for our Keeping It Cool segment.
We're back again. We've got Scott Walters with Coastal Pool. Thanks for joining
coming.
us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to have you on the show. It's been a very, very, very hot summer so far, and I don't think it's going to get much cooler anytime soon. So everybody and anybody probably wishes they had a pool if they didn't.
Yeah.
So we're very happy to have you here.
And I guess, speaking of pools, you have Coastal Pool, PPN. Yep. How long have you guys been in business?
We've been in business now a little over 25 years.
Wow. As old as you. Younger than me, but older than?
Yeah.
As old as you. Yeah.
That was a young crew here today,
awesome.
huh?
That's a long time to be in business. So I guess you have a lot of repeat customers that use you year after year after year.
Yes, ma'am. We rely a lot on our repeat customers, day-to-day service, and people bring in their water samples for us to test their waters on a regular basis, and just to make sure that their water's properly balanced and kept, so when the grandkids or the kids come in to swim, it's safe and fun for them.
That's great. So that's pretty convenient. If they don't want you guys to necessarily come out, they can just bring the samples in and you do all the work for them.
That's exactly
That's
right.
awesome.
Make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, Scott, just kind of go over in general just the services that you guys offer, because I know it ranges from property management of pools to the cleaning process, the chemical checks and things like that.
Our basic service is we service quite a few residential homes and commercial pools in the area. We visit them on a regular basis, check chemicals, clean them out. We also do a lot of maintenance and service on residential homes, pumps, malfunctioning, filter problems, or if they just get that algae bloom that just they can't get rid of a lot of times. I mean, there's been, in the industry, we've been getting more and more blooms that are chlorine and algicide resistant. So, you know, just we have to come out there and check on them a lot of times and work little things out like that.
Yeah, things that probably most people don't even take into consideration.
Yeah. Now, do you do like weekly maintenance too? Like, let's say it's a family that they just don't have the time to go out there and clean their pool every week. Like, they don't have time to get the leaves and the dirt up. Do you do that as well? Do
Yes,
you offer extensive services?
Yes, we offer monthly contracts for people that, you know, they differ from rental homes to personal homes, where we come out in personal homes twice a week, clean out the pools and check the skimmers and all the operation of the equipment, and so they can sit at home, enjoy the pool, and relax, not worry about all worry about all the maintenance.
Because that's what people always say. I don't want to get a pool because the upkeep is just too much. So you just solve their problem.
That's exactly.
So for all the wives out there that really want a pool and the husband's like, it's too much work, all you have to do is give Scott a call and he'll come out and take care of it for you.
You might get that pool after all.
I know. Yeah.
I assume you work with both locals as well as part-time homeowners, because you did mention that you work with the rental properties. Do you work in a specific area? Is there a certain county or city that you work with? Or
I try to keep my service area down to about the North Carolina-South Carolina border to around Holden Beach.
Okay.
I do try to keep it in that area because that way I can better service the area and answer the problems and the calls on a faster basis.
Sure.
Okay. Now you also do hot tubs. You maintain them as well. So do you sell like the chemicals that someone would put in there to make sure all their levels are right in the little kits and stuff?
Yes, we both do the chemicals for both pool and spas. Okay. We have you can bring in your spa sample as well, and we'll test it and properly balance. And we have many different features that you can use to different sanitizing methods for your spas.
That's awesome.
Do you run into anyone that has saltwater pools? Do you guys have the capability to maintain those as well?
Yes, saltwater pools, saline systems. We use a lot of that. It's still a form of chlorine, so you still treat it and maintain it the same way. Pretty much a saline system replaces your sticks. Either you use your chlorine sticks, or you use a granular chlorine, or you use liquid chlorine. That replaces that. You still need to make sure you keep your other balances in check.
Okay.
Wow. That's awesome. So you do a very wide variety of services, obviously. And if someone's out there right now, they're wanting a pool, they have a hot tub, how do they get in touch with you? What's your address? What's your phone number? How can they reach you?
Well, we're located at 6267 Beach Drive, Ocean Isle Beach. Our phone number is 910-579-8828.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming out and teaching us a little bit about pools today. Now I can go home and tell my husband he has no more excuses.
Well, tell him to give me a call, and I'll be happy to help him.
Well, thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And next up, we'll have Harvey Sutton with Beach Window and Door. We're back. We've got Harvey Sutton with Beach Window and Door. Thanks for joining us, Harvey.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
We have a few questions for you. We know you hate being on TV, so we'll try to make it as easy as possible, right? We won't give you too much of a hard time. How long have you been in business?
Since February 2010.
Wow, so a couple of years
Yep.
now. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
And what do you offer there? I mean, obviously you know your title, the name of your company is Beach Window and Doors. So obviously you do something with windows and doors, but what exactly do you do?
We sell windows, doors, millwork products, interior doors, stair parts, columns, shutters, hardware, anything related millwork-wise.
That's really cool. And you do some of your services you do for new, obviously, because you sell them, and you also do replacement. So
Correct.
if someone's out there, obviously it's been a hot summer, and their windows are leaking air, so the hot air is coming in, which is making their air bill go way up. You know, you can go out there and you can replace it for them.
Right.
And you do solar and UV glaze, which
Right.
brings me to this nice window that you brought. And
Right.
you're going to explain to people what these numbers exactly mean on the sticker there, why they're important.
Basically, when you're looking for a window, you want to look for a low U factor. In North Carolina, beginning of 2012, the the U factor should be a 0.30 or lower, and then the solar heat gain coefficient should be a 0.30 or lower. And the visible light transmittance, basically that's how much light actually goes through the window. The U factor is how much heat is actually conducted through the window, and the solar heat gain coefficient is basically how much heat enters through the window. So both of those, the lower the number, the better. In 2012, they adopted the NECC code, which basically brought it up to the Energy Star ratings. So you're getting a lot better product and a lot better insulating factor with going with that.
So you're required by law to
Right.
sell products that are below those certain
Right.
numbers.
Not only we have to meet the DP ratings for the hurricanes, but you have to meet the energy ratings also. And everything in 3 years ago, I think, went low E glass, and basically that's helped with the heat and the cooling. It directs the heat back where it came from. So the sun shining in, it actually directs the heat back out of the house to help for shading and cooling of the house.
So it'll help keep the cost of running
Correct.
your AC unit
Correct.
during these hot summer months.
Correct.
Keep it way down for you.
Correct.
So that's really cool.
So,
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
So if I've got a home and I know I need my windows to be replaced, would you come out to my property, take a look, see? I guess you have to come out, know the measurements and how many and what type. What's the typical turnaround time? I need my whole house replaced.
Well, we would come out and measure the windows, and we can have them installed through our installer, or we can meet with your builder, remodeler, or your installer, and through seeing what the product is you have, we can give you recommendations on the best solution to your problem or changing out the windows. We'll go out and measure them. A day or two, we'll get a quote back to you. Generally, after we get an order, it takes about 2 weeks to get it processed and then schedule it up to get it installed. So 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that's not a bad time at all.
No, not at all. That's a good thing to know. And what are some of the common issues you see when you go out to a home and someone's wanting you to come out there to look at their windows to see if they're energy efficient? What's something that you see that's pretty common from home
Well,
to
in
home?
this area, golf balls going through the windows. But no, basically the seal failure, you got moisture between the glass. So really the window's not performing to what it should be when you have the seal failure, the moisture between the glass. That or their older wood windows where there's just not the insulation factor and what would meet the codes of today. And clear glass, a lot of clear glass, which basically is just clear glass letting all the heat and everything through.
Okay.
Those are the biggest things.
Now, if you were talking about the seal failure, can that be fixed without having to get a new window, or you pretty much have to?
You can replace just the glass, or you can replace the sash, depending on what the product is. If it's a picture window, you can change the glass. If it's a sash, you can replace the sash
Now,
or
what's
the glass.
a sash? We may
Well, the
sound
sash
ignorant,
is
but what's
basically the part that moves up and down on the window,
got it.
top or bottom. And then a picture window would be basically a fixed window.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
That makes sense. I didn't know what a sash was. Did you?
Oh, well, no, I didn't. But so what's nice is, like you're saying, with the golf balls and stuff, instead of having to replace a whole new window, you can just come in and replace the glass if it's a feasible enough thing for you guys
And
to
it
do.
is a lot of broken windows around here with golf balls.
I can
On all
imagine
the
everybody
golf
loves on a
courses.
golf
Yes.
community.
Yeah. So, what other services do you offer? You do doors, correct? So, what do you do with the doors? Same
Well,
type of thing?
Right. And the codes on the doors are basically the same. The glass is glazed the same. Basically, you want to look for the same numbers on that for the energy codes. The doors are a little more forgiving because they are more operating than the windows. But you want to look for a good door that's with a no rot product, the low E glazing, full weather strip, and make sure the weather strip is replaced every few years if it's damaged or tore.
And you sell just the weather strips?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can that be something that the homeowner can put on, or is that something that you put on?
Yeah, pretty much. If it's a newer door and it's got the curve for the weather strip, and yes, it can be easily replaced, but you may have to have something different done with some nail-on type weather stripping or something like that.
Okay. That's really interesting. So,
what are your main service areas? I know you guys are located there in Calabash, but what are your areas?
We
that you
cover
do?
basically from Southport, Oak Island, Shallotte, Ocean Isle, Holden Beach, Sunset, and we do a good fair amount of business in South Carolina.
Okay.
We go inland as far as Lumberton, White Lake, Bladen County.
Okay. Very nice.
Awesome. So if someone's out there watching you right now and they realize, I need my windows replaced, I need a new door, how do they get in touch with you? Your address, phone number, website?
They can call us at 910-579-8999, or we have a website. It's beachwindowanddoornc.com.
Okay.
And we're at 262 Cooler Brew Road in Calabash.
Yeah. Awesome. So 3 easy ways to get in
Right.
touch with you. So anyone out there looking for new windows, replacements, or a quote on how to make their windows more energy efficient, give Harvey a call. He's the man to talk to about doors and windows.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out and joining us.
Absolutely.
you.
We're very happy to have you on the show. And up next, we've got Christy Moore with Air Serv of Brunswick County. We're back with Christy Moore with Air Serv of Brunswick County. Christy, thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. So let's talk a little bit about AirServ. How long have you been in business?
Well, we've been in business for 17 years. We changed over to AirServ in 2008. We really liked the values and the morals that the company had. It really drew us to them.
That's awesome. And you and your husband own it, correct?
We do.
That's a neat thing to know. So it's a franchise, I guess.
It is.
AirServ is. So who exactly is your parent company then, if it's a franchise?
Right.
Who's the parent company?
Well, our
there?
parent company is the Dwyer Group, and they're located in Waco, Texas. Dina Dwyer, our CEO, was just this year was on Undercover Boss with some of our sister companies, and we were really excited about that. They did mention AirServ, and it's a great company to be associated with.
And you've done classes with her and,
Yes.
and things like that, so that's a really...
And we'll be doing that again this fall.
That's a really neat thing
It's
to
nice
to
that the
advertise.
CEO, I mean, from that high up, can
Oh,
come
she's very down
to
to
the
earth.
franchise level and actually have a good relationship with you guys.
yes.
That's awesome.
So what services do you offer? We'll start with that. Like what do you offer there at AirServ? I mean, get as
Well,
basic as you can be to let everyone know.
We do everything from maintenance, small repairs, to system replacements, duct replacements. We offer an ongoing maintenance.
Okay.
And it's for commercial as well as residential?
We do some light commercial. Yeah, we have
Okay.
several places in Charlotte that we do service commercially.
That's great. And what exactly sets you aside from the competition that's out there? Because as you know, when you're driving down the street, you always see, heating and air companies.
Right.
So, as a consumer, what's going to make them pick up the phone to call AirServ versus one of the many other ones that are out there? Even though they all get business, of course, because we're in the South and it's been hot.
Oh, yeah.
Hence our segment, keeping it cool.
Yes,
right.
It's been hot, so I'm sure you've stayed busy. But
Oh, we have.
what sets you aside from the rest of them?
Well, we do offer 24-hour service. So if they call at 2 or 3 in the morning, they're going to get us, and we're
That's
going to come
awesome.
out. And with other companies, they will pay an overtime fee. Never with us. We
Wow.
never charge an overtime because we feel like it's not the customer's fault that it broke down at 2 in the morning or on the holiday.
Yeah.
We have one technician work 18 hours on 4th of July,
Wow.
and the customers never paid over what they
And I
normally
bet
would
a
pay.
lot of people wait. Their air conditioning goes
Right.
out at 8 o'clock at night, and they're like, oh, I don't want to pay that overtime fee, so
Right.
I'll just wait till the morning. And they basically suffer through the night with the
Right.
heat, or if it's wintertime, they suffer through the cold. So they can call you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and we'll take care
That
of
is
them.
very unique. You don't
It
find
is.
that very often, especially with the no overtime fees. So
That's a really cool service to offer.
We do pride ourselves on customer service. Our technicians come in and they use their own doormat. They use shoe covers.
Wow.
Even on our installations, they roll out the red carpet to take the extra step to take care of the customer's home. And
That's great.
we have many happy customers.
I bet you get a lot of referral business
We
because
do.
of that.
We
That's
do.
that's a huge thing in any area, but especially
Right.
in Brunswick County.
Yes.
People talk, and if you have a good business, they're telling their neighbors and their friends.
Right.
So that's a really neat thing.
We have
I like
right.
that.
We have many testimonials on our website and
Okay.
on our Facebook page, and
Very
we
cool.
welcome people to go there.
That's great. So what what areas do you service? Do you just do Brunswick County? Do you reach into the counties that are kind of up against us, or?
Well, we service Brunswick, and we added on New Hanover 2 years ago.
Okay.
So that's the name, we didn't change, but we
Sure.
did add New Hanover County. Now, we
That's
have a
great.
sister air serve that services South Carolina and one that services the territory above us.
Okay. That's really good to know. So if you're out there, I mean, ATMC, our show reaches, many different people. So,
Right.
in many different areas, so they can call you no matter where they're at. Awesome.
Do you guys carry any energy efficient products? Anything to kind of help the environment?
We do. We do. We have, the higher you go in SEER, which is a energy efficiency rating in a system, the more efficient it will be. So we do have systems that are very efficient. We have some very happy customers. One in mine, Mr. Budd, his system that we put in last year, he smiles every time I ask him about it. He said his electric bill cut in half.
That's awesome.
So,
Wow.
if someone needs a system replacement with the cost of R22, which is a free on now, and
Sure.
a lot of the older systems going up, replacing that with a newer system will be more efficient. We offer the financing there from 0% to, some of our financing can be just a few dollars a day.
Oh, wow.
So it's really worth doing, if the system's older.
What are some tips people should use to keep their units and equipment running properly?
Well, the best thing I can recommend is maintenance, and we do have a very good maintenance plan where we come out twice a year. A tune-up should take at least 1.5 to 2 hours per system.
Oh, wow.
So it really does take a while, and we have a checklist that we go through, and we also give the customer a copy of that. And when someone buys our maintenance plan, they get our sister companies here, Mr. Appliance, Mr. Rooter, Mr. Electric, and Glass Doctor, their membership in all of these companies. So they get member pricing not only with us, but with those as well.
That's
Wow.
great. Very,
Yeah.
very nice
That's
thing
a
to
really
offer.
cool thing, yeah.
Right.
So basically, keep your stuff maintained by getting a maintenance plan.
Right.
Otherwise, your units could go downhill really quick.
Right.
Before you know it,
And
they're out completely,
it keeps it
and
from
it could have been
breaking
prevented.
breaking down in the cold or in the heat. You don't want those breakdowns to happen when it's hot and cold. If you get it maintained, we'll fix the problems before they,
That's
before they
awesome.
become big.
Very nice.
So don't wait till the last minute to
Right.
get your units fixed. Make sure they're properly maintained throughout the year,
Right.
so they
You
don't
have
break
any
down.
major catastrophes.
And I'm sure it's much cheaper to do a maintenance plan than to replace an entire heating and air
Oh,
unit.
yes.
So
Yes.
good to
Much
know.
cheaper.
If people are out there and they're like Mr. Budd who needs a new system, how do they get in touch with you? What's your phone number, your address, and your website?
Okay, we're located at 2345 Holden Beach Road, and our web address is www.airserve.com. You can put that / in Brunswick County and get directly to us.
Great.
And our phone number is 842-7768.
And they can find you on Facebook too. You mentioned
Okay.
earlier, so
Right.
go on Facebook. And people are opinionated, and I'm sure when they have problems or successes, you see it.
Yes.
So Facebook's the way to go too.
Yes.
So that's great.
thank you.
so much for coming
thank
out
you.
and
Appreciate
telling
that.
us about AirServe.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
All right. And thank all of you guys for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed the show, keeping it cool, and hope you guys do stay cool since it
Yeah.
has been so incredibly hot.
Make sure to stop by Jumpin' Java to get my raspberry Italian soda, or
Or
you can get
iced
a
coffee,
blended
yep.
coffee, all kinds of stuff. And don't forget to stop by OIB Surfin' Java to get some really cool clothes
Yeah,
to wear.
super cute. I mean,
Or
they-
surfboards if
Yep.
you want to go surfing. All
yeah,
kinds of stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we hope that you guys will tune in for our next show, Sassy Salon Secrets in
Yeah.
September. We're really
Should be
excited
fun.
about that. We will be out on site for that
Yeah.
show at our different salons and spas around Brunswick County. So please,
Yeah, should be
please
fun.
tune into that. It'll be a nice show for the ladies for sure.
It definitely. Well, men too.
Yeah, some
men
men.
get massages and
Yeah.
they get their hair cut.
That's true.
Yeah, so definitely join us next month and try to keep it cool the rest of the month of August.
Thanks.
Chamber Highlight Set is provided by Babcock Home Furniture and More, located on Main Street, Charlotte. Stop by today to find your perfect match.
This is ATMC TV Channel 3. We bring you the best of Brunswick.